David, give us an evaluation of your season so far, and then we'll go into the team.
Still early season. I've only wrestled a handful of matches, but it's been. This is kind of the. I don't want to say the dead time of the season, but you won't wrestle a few times before Christmas. So here coming up, starting this weekend, we start our first Big Ten match, and then we get into the Big Ten schedule, so that gets really exciting. And when we start competing all the time, you start just getting in the groove of competing on a consistent basis, and that's what I'm really looking forward to. I'm really looking forward to I'm really looking forward to the scuffle, and just as we get into the Big Ten schedule.
What are your thoughts on some of the younger guys in the lineup, and some of the guys who haven't wrestled a lot prior to this year? How have they done so far?
I think I've been on a lot of teams, good teams growing up. This is probably the best team I've been on. You can't, start in terms of starting a dual meet off. You can't start with a better guy than Nico Maglutis. The kids, I've been around him, well, I guess now 2 years, and I've never seen him have lack of energy by any means. So, it's always really exciting to rally around a guy who's really excited to go out and wrestle and get a dual meet started off. And then, going up through the lineup, I think, based on the Line Open, we had a lot of young guys that were doing really well, getting far in the tournament, which is great. Experience is, it's just great experience. Nittany Lion Open is probably one of the best opens in the country. So to be able to place high in those tournaments is really good. And Andrew got back this weekend. He's a little banged up, and he was back to his alternator ways with 5 pens. So that's really good for him. And as everyone knows what our lineup is, going up through the lineup, and also Brian Pearsall has been doing a really good job this year. He's got a different sense about him this year than he has the last couple, and he's really hungry, and he's really looking forward to wrestling those guys that are ranked ahead of him, and he's got something to prove.
Start Big Ten duels on Sunday, like you mentioned, against Indiana. Yes, the Big Ten champion, from a team perspective and individuals, is decided in March. But what's this conference like, wrestling week in and week out against some of these opponents?
Well, I remember as a kid growing, like when I was in high school, you look in the Big Ten schedule, and it's a grueling conference. You got it's really nice now to be a part of it with all these conference changes and stuff. Being a part of a conference that has 12 wrestling teams, and it sounds like we might be getting a couple more, which is, from the wrestler's perspective, it's really nice. Some conferences only have 4 teams. You got to wrestle the same teams twice a year, plus the plus your your NCAAs and your dual meets and your Big 12s and all that kind of stuff. So it's nice to be a part where you can get such a variety of 7 different teams every year or more, which is really nice. But it's just something where right now we're kind of the target on our back, where every team, when we step on a dual meet, some of these teams, it's individuals and team, it's their national championship. So you just got to make sure we're going out and wrestling hard, wrestling smart, wrestling over 7 minutes. And if you're wrestling a guy, you're going to wrestle 2 or 3 times during the season, make him not want to wrestle you again. And those are just the really important things as we look into some of these matchups coming up.
Yeah, you've been through the Big Ten now twice in your career. You've gone through the tournament in March. How does it prepare you for the NCAA championships at the end of March?
Well, you're not going to go through a Big Ten tournament and not wrestle the best guys in the country. That's just how the Big Ten is in general. So, with that being said, individually, every time you step on the mat, you're looking to further yourself from the pack and make guys not want to wrestle you again. And also as a team, these tournament or these duels, being a part of these Big Ten duels, we're going at Ohio State, at Iowa this year, so it's kind of the first time we've been tested on the road since I've been here, really. Those are dual meets that you don't only get to be a part of a couple times in your life, so it's really exciting to wrestle in front of sold-out crowds. It's great wrestling in Rec Hall where we have a sold-out crowd no matter what, but going on the road and wrestling in front of a packed house is pretty special, I think. And those are 2 schools that are going to have a lot of people there, obviously. So that's just really exciting, and I'm really looking forward to those matches on the road, especially.
You touched on Rec Hall, but what's it like on the mat? Nobody's been out there but you guys. What's it like being out there wrestling in front of that crowd?
I still remember the first time I wrestled in Rec Hall, and it's sometimes I just tell guys sometimes the first time they go out there is just to relax and do what you do best, because sometimes you can when you're in a crowd that's that enthusiastic, you can sometimes get a little overexcited, a little anxious, and you get yourself worn out a little bit. You're going a little too hard To get a takedown or something, you just got to relax and let the match, just wrestle the match you're accustomed to wrestling, because it can get easy sometimes to get a little, excited when you have 6,000 people cheering for you. But it's a pretty special environment. You have a lot of fans that are really knowledgeable about wrestling, first of all, and then and they're just the best fans in the country. I mean, they travel. I mean, half the time we go to these away matches, and we'll have more Penn State fans than we will, the home team, which is, there's only a few programs in the country that do that. So that's just, it's just really nice to be a part of something like that.
David, best of luck this weekend.
Thanks.